Voyage Musique is the combination of 4 years of hard work. I mean, music has been my passion my whole life, and I've always been completely obsessed with the support of local music. In Voyage Musique, I'm going to be acting as a courier. I'm going to be delivering you straight to the doorsteps of Kiwis that are immersed in these really, really foreign environments.
Hi, I'm Bruce. We're in Hong Kong.
What's really exciting is the documentation of Kiwi successes on a world platform.
Why is there so many Kiwis here? Because we're the shit. It's cool.
What's really exciting about Voyage Musique is not only finding out, where the music that's influenced us as New Zealanders, where this has come from, where its origins are, but what I'm really excited about is taking New Zealand music to these places. Going to the local radio stations and playing New Zealand music, setting up a sound system in a township and playing New Zealand music, and who knows, maybe something might come of that, and our music of New Zealand could in turn have a big influence on them. We're going to take a unique piece of Kiwi music, and every country that we go to, we're going to collaborate with artists and have them add to this track, be it a bit of guitar, be it percussion, maybe even a vocal sample, that by the end of the series, we'll have a finished track that will really feel like the international voyage that has taken place. We're also going to go to whatever lengths to track down some of the most legendary figures in music in these countries and get a really incredible insight into how these musics have influenced our own New Zealand music. James and myself have been making kind of music-based travel shows for around about the last 4 years now. We started in 2003. We made a documentary on the Rebel Music Academy in Cape Town, South Africa, where we followed a whole bunch of young Kiwi musicians and producers. And what was really incredible was not just following and telling the stories of the New Zealanders being in this really, really foreign environment, but also seeing, our own musicians interact with musicians over in Cape Town and the kind of music that they were making together.
To be playing with him was choice. It was a funny feeling because he's so humble that it was absolutely no different to me playing with someone from back home. It felt so good to know that me playing back home is just the same as playing with someone like Hugh Masekela. And it's like the name, but then the name goes away and it's just music. It was choice, it was like I was home.
That spirit of collaboration, it was really incredible. Just seeing how vibrant the musicians and people were over there about their own local music culture. I mean, going out to some of the townships and, every Saturday they get together for their park jams, and it doesn't matter where you're from or whether you're white, whether you're black, racial things are put aside. And as cheesy as it sounds, it was kind of the power of music that brought everyone together, that was the cohesion.
Thank you, we all owe you. I owe you. We all owe you, we'll never be able to repay you, so don't send us a bill.
I definitely think the first seeds of Voyage Musique were born there. Road to Rome was the next show that we did, and we took in kind of music and culture in Tokyo, Berlin, Rome and Bangkok. It was really to showcase kind of New Zealanders that were having a lot of success in areas of kind of music that wasn't really getting much coverage in New Zealand at the time. And also I think we were probably the first music show to document the success of Fat Freddy's Drop in Europe. I mean, that had been really, really big, but no one had really told that story before.
We wanted to showcase them. But there was full on pressure, but it somehow worked out.
I think what came out of Road to Rome is it was the first show where James and I, after we'd completed it, we kind of looked at it and realised that we were starting to craft our own little style from which we worked on with our next project. Immediately off the back of Road to Rome, James and I set about working on our dream project. We wanted to go bigger, and we thought the best way to do that was to do a round-the-world trip, just for a 1-hour show, a round-the-world trip, but we did it in 18 days. So we went to Seattle, we went to London, we went to Vienna, we went to Dubai, and we went to Hong Kong. We met up with some of the biggest names in music.
I got the Maui tribe greeting at the airport, and it spazzed me out a little bit.
But we've also met up with a whole bunch of Kiwis that had been lost for a while, you know. It's kind of like, oh, what happened to that guy? And it's like, oh, well, you know, they've been living in London the last 7 years.
Big, busy place, London. And I like to see it as a kind of marketplace of ideas, compared with New Zealand, where sometimes you have to kind of really think out what you're going to do next.
I think one of the aims was, you know, music more often than not as a byproduct of your environment, and you know, how had their music changed since they've now based themselves in, you know, these really kind of crazy metropolitan areas.
You can go play a really small town in somewhere like Estonia, and there'll be more people than would come to a party in New Zealand, you know. And so that's why I'm here.
Yeah, it's really exciting to finally see a New Zealand performer here in Holland.
Fucking New Zealand! As well as having really beautiful stories, you know, there was a bit of silliness in there and a bit of silly buggers, and myself as well. You know, I've always loved to speak languages, so we kind of applied all different things from our past. New Zealand のバンドのコンコルドーヌは大きいビッグサウンド。Basically, Around the World in 18 Days was the final template for what, you know, we've been working towards ultimately, which is Voyage Musique, this series. Voyage Musique is taking New Zealand music to the world and then bringing world music back to New Zealand. You know, you'll fall in love with the sights, you'll be mesmerised by the sounds, and I guarantee you'll definitely have a few good giggles along the way.